Hey, good afternoon, everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio. Hoping you guys are having a great Monday. It is October 10th, 2022, just in case you didn't remember. And a lot is going to be happening between now and the end of the year, at least here in the studio. I'm going to try a couple experimental segments here on the channel, maybe once or twice a month, especially once this green screen, the correct size screen arrives. Thank you, Amazon Prime. Arrives tomorrow, and maybe later on this week I can figure it out. It shouldn't be too hard and get that up and running. So, yay on that part. On the flip side, today we're going to be covering a little bit of gaming news and then end the episode with the spinning of the great wheel of names for the quarter 3 giveaway that I was behind on, and give away the Heimdall and Scourge box set from Atomic Mass Games, and from Reaper Miniatures, the photography light box. So we're going to do two giveaways at the end of the day, and or at the end of the episode. But before then, let's get into the panel to play. So if you're new to the Marvel Crisis Protocol game from Atomic Mass Games, you can go to their webpage. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description. It's been a while, down below. And they've got pretty much every character has a panel to play, except some, if I remember correctly, there's some of the original core box characters that did not have panels to play. That's when they first launched, and then they eventually started doing the panel to play pretty religiously. For those of you who are not aware, it's just kind of a brief article, and I'm not going to read the article. I want to leave it up for you guys because they do a relatively good job of explaining the characters and giving some background lore and whatnot. But they do the panel to play where they'll talk about the character lore, and then they'll break down the character cards. So you get to see the character cards before the box is released. And then eventually they'll do the team tactic cards, which I think this is really good marketing because this gives you an idea of what's coming down, and you can go ahead and take a look at, do I want this box, or is this one that I could put off the side and I can take my money and put it towards another character box or some terrain pieces or something else. So I think they do a very good job. I think some companies could really benefit from what they do here, but we're not going to talk about them. So we got Fred Dukes, the Blob. I have to tell you that after reading the Ultimates comics, the Marvel comics called the Ultimates, and I saw what the Blob did to Wasp, and then what Giant Man or Ant Man or whatever did to the Blob. I I really don't like the Blob. Oh, and then they made him really creepy with that weird no neck chin thing. I'm all right with the rest of the body. I mean, it looks unhealthy, but I know it's part of his mutant makeup and everything. But the chin thing, I feel like his mouth is going to open up and there's going to be just rows of like shark teeth or something. I don't know. Just there's something about what they did with his head. They made him like a really creepy supervillain character. But let's take a look at his character card or his stat card. He is definitely a tanky character in some regards. So left to right, top to bottom, this is the Blob, Fred Dukes. He is going to be with the Brotherhood of Mutants affiliation, help rounding them out. He's got a 4 defense on physical, which that makes sense. I'll go with that. And then he's got a 2 for energy and 2 for mystic. The energy is a little surprising. I figured that would be a 3. The mystic I could kind of understand. He's not the brightest of characters, and he really doesn't have anything to protect his brain pan from psychic intrusions and such. But the energy one seems off by 1. I feel like that should be a 3. So we've got a 6 health for the healthy side, and then on his day side, he also has a 6 health. So a nice 12 health character for threat 3. So not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like he's still a little underwhelming right now with the defense. And I feel like his health should be up maybe 1 more point, but that's neither here nor there. He is size 3, so he's the same size as Venom and Omega Red and characters along that size. I believe they put him on a 50, is it a 55 millimeter base? One of these days I'll get it right. And he's got a short range movement. So he doesn't have a lot on his stat card, but what he does have is actually not too shabby. So his first thing that he's got for his attacks is a strike. This is your typical builder attack, and by builder, I mean this builds up extra power from besides the one power you usually get in the power phase. So it's range 2, so fairly close, especially since it is a physical strike. 5 dice of damage, potential, and then 0 power. Now he gets power equal to his actual damage dealt, which is good. If you get a wild symbol in that attack, after it's all resolved, if the target character is size 3 or less, then you get to push them away short range. So that falls right in line with his character. Then we have his second one. This is his spender attack. It means he's using power to spend. Or using power, he's spending power to do this. This one I think is actually kind of cool. It's called Thunderous Splash. It is range 3, and this is important to think about. It's range 3. It's 7 dice at 3 power. Pretty inexpensive in the long run. Now, before damage is dealt, you get this weird kind of free move, which I think is really cool. So before damage is dealt, you place this character within range 1 of the target character. So that's anywhere from, I mean, it's basically you can go to base-to-base contact, which I think is really cool to be able to do with, you're getting an extra range 3 movement out of this character as he runs up. And the way I look at it is a giant belly flop. Like he runs, because I mean, you guys saw his miniature. I mean, he's got some beefy legs. I don't know if those are beefy from body fat or beefy from muscle, but I can see it looks like his quads. It looks like he works out, or just because he's so massive, he gets the work. I don't know. It's really an odd thing, but he gets some movement out of that. So it's basically a free movement built into that 3 power. And then you've got the explosive force. So if you get a wild symbol, after the attack is resolved, other characters within range 2, which is significant, of this character are pushed away range S, and if they're pushed, they suffer 1 damage. I think that is probably the best thing about him right now. That's a very cheap power that you get a lot of bang for your buck out of that. I think that's a great way to blend in an economy of motion. This just really good power. Excuse me. Then we've got his first superpower. It is Catch Little Man. It is a 3 power cost. You can pick up a terrain piece, an interactive terrain piece, mind you, of size 3 or less, and throw it medium range, which is really good, once per turn. So that's a nice one. I don't see it being used all that often. I don't see too many people throwing terrain around, but your games could be different than my games. Then he's got a reactive power. That tickles. This can be used whenever. There's no limit, with the exception of spending 1 power. So whenever you would suffer one wound or more wounds, you can use the superpower. You can reduce the amount of wounds by 1 to a minimum of 1 for 1 power. Not too shabby. It's a 1 for 1. It's always still a minimum of 1, and you can only reduce 1, but not too bad. Additionally, for that 1 power, if the attacking character is within range 3 of this character can push that target character away range S. That's really cool. That to be able to get so much out of 1 power, that he's a really power efficient character as far as I'm seeing. And then nothing can move the Blob. That's one of the things he's known for. There's been debates in the comics about the unmovable force by the unstoppable force of him and Juggernaut going toe-to-toe type thing. This character cannot be pushed or thrown as a result of attack special rules. So he's not going anywhere. So that's really good in that sense, because there are some abilities out there, mystic abilities, that cause characters to be pushed or thrown. And with him having that low mystic defense, you don't have to worry about that. So he's not going to be a victim of that. Not too bad. But I think mental domination might override that. I'll have to take a look at that. That's from Cassandra Nova. Okay, so that's it for the Blob. Fred Dukes, he is going to be available on with Pyro on December 9th. That's the second weekend of December. So make sure you go to your local game stores, get your pre-orders in, and secure your copy, especially if you like playing the Brotherhood of Mutants. And I have a feeling that Pyro is going to be just as good. He's not going to be big and flashy, but he's just going to be. I shouldn't say I think. I'm hoping he's going to be as economic with his powers and everything. He's just going to be very efficient character, especially after, like I said, I'm very disappointed with the Winter Guard, but I think this is a step in the right direction. I mean, I'm not looking for the Blob and Pyro because I'm not a big fan of the Brotherhood of Mutants, but I know a lot of people are, and they're looking to bolster those ranks. So these are good characters to get out there. I think the only ones we need next is Avalanche, which I don't know if they'll do Avalanche, and Destiny. I think that's the last two. Avalanche and Destiny are the last two, depending on which version. Because right now, what we got going on with the Brotherhood of Mutants is kind of a mixed bag of the original Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, headed by Magneto, as it's supposedly that's how you actually pronounce it, or the Freedom Force slash Brotherhood of Mutants created by Mystique. And so this is a bit of a mashup of the two. So I don't foresee us really getting a Destiny character because she's not really. They might as well put in J. Jonah Jameson as a as a character if they're going to put her in, because they're not really combat related characters. And Avalanche, I think, is the only other one I could think of them including. I feel like I'm missing one. I think Sauron, the dinosaur mutant looking guy, looks like a pterodon. I think he's the only other one, or pterodactyl. I think he's the only other one that should be in there. Regardless, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's go to the Wheel of Names. So we got our giant Wheel of Names here. Let's go ahead and do this and close that ad so there's nothing interfering. So I'm going to spin the wheel. So the first thing we're going to roll for is the photography light box. Here we go. The photography light box from Reaper Miniatures is going to go to spinning that wheel. To Chris Wallace. Congratulations. I will be sending you an email later on today. You are the winner of the light box from Reaper Miniatures. So look for that email later on today. All right. Now, let's go. And I've pulled him out now. So let's go ahead and roll for the Heimdall and Scourge box set. Here we go. Spinning, the wheel is spinning, and we're going to land on GM. I don't know if you're a game master or you're just putting your initials there, but congratulations. You just got Heimdall Scourge box set. I will send you an email later on today, probably within the next hour. So congratulations to both of you for winning. And if you guys are interested in winning and you're not sure if your name is up on here, maybe you're screenshotting and looking at all the names, make sure that whenever you guys are looking at or whenever you're making your accounts, that you go in and make sure that people can see who you're subscribed to. It should be under the settings. Make sure you can see who you're subscribed to, because if you've got that blocked, then that blocks me from including your name because I can't see you in my list of subscribers. I would say close to half of my subscribers. And if you're just wanting to subscribe just to support the channel, cool. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it, especially the people that are up for the prizes. But if you're wanting to be and you're not sure, just make sure that you are that people can see who you're subscribed to. That way I can include you in the drawing. Okay. So next month, or the rest of this month, we are probably not going to do anything until October. Until about Halloween. I'm thinking I might do a Halloween giveaway just because. But starting November through December, we're going to do about 8 to 9 weeks of giveaways. I'm compiling all the prizes, and then maybe sometime this week I'll have a picture up on our Facebook page or Instagram of all the prizes that'll be going away. And as I get new stuff in, I'll just add that to Instagram. And because I plan on adding more and more stuff because I want to give away a lot more stuff. All right, guys and gals, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Thanks so much for the support, and I will chat with you guys later. See you.